Welcome in, everybody, here to a gorgeous Saturday afternoon in mid-November. Nacogdoches, Texas, Southland Conference Football here this afternoon as the Lumberjacks of Stephen F. Austin State University, undefeated in Southland Conference play, hosting the Lamar Cardinals. A top 20 matchup in SCS football here in mid-November. Rob Myers and Hunter Taylor. Coaches start talking about this in August. It's two-a-day, well, used to be two-a-days as fall camp begins. You'll want to play a meaningful game in November. It won't get more meaningful than this one for these two teams here today. The winner will have the upper hand in deciding who becomes the Southland Conference champion after next week's games.
Absolutely. Stephen F. Austin's kind of in the driver's seat. If they win, it's almost a foregone thing that they will be the outright champ. If they lose and Lamar wins, now it kind of gets murky, a three-way tie between Stephen F., Lamar, and Southeastern Louisiana. How that plays out, we'll have to see.
By 7 o'clock tonight, we should know who has the upper hand in this three-way race. Southeastern right now in a dogfight with Incarnate Word, a 3-0 game at the half in that ball game. This one about to get underway here. Nicole Beckelman on the sideline has a little bit more about this matchup between two old-time rivals, Lamar and SFA, here this afternoon.
Yeah, this is the 38th time these two teams have played one another, as the first time was in 1923. Lamar slightly has the edge on the all-time series, but SFA has won 10 of the last 13 games, including the last 3 matchups. If SFA wins tonight, this will be their 9th straight victory, which is their longest winning streak since 1989. I asked Coach Carthel what the success stems from, and he says it has to do with the 0-2 start they had to the season. After they lost to Abilene Christian, he said he had a long talk with his guys in the locker room, which he believed ignited a fire under the team and has resulted in them being undefeated in conference play. Rob?
They have played well. Lumberjacks on a long win streak here. They've won 8 straight. Lamar, 1 win under their belt. They stubbed their toe 2 weeks ago against Incarnate Word, but got right back on the horse last week in knocking off Southeastern Louisiana and handing them their only conference loss. As we are underway here this afternoon with the Lumberjacks on their home field, Homer Bryce Stadium. You see the records there. Both these teams 8-2, SFA 6-0, number 17 in the country. Lamar number 14 in the coaches poll, 5-1. They've got a win early in the year over South Dakota, and then their only blemish really of late, the loss to Incarnate Word here lately. As Lamar will get the football to start things off here this afternoon. As Robert Coleman, a 6-foot senior from Menifee, California, completing almost 60% of his passes. They'll use 2 quarterbacks. We'll see them both. Coleman will get the start here today for the Cardinals. But this SFA defense has been phenomenal all year, allowing less than 70 yards a game on the ground. As on first down, Cardinals will run it up the middle for about 3 yards. And according to their coach, we talked to him Thursday, and he will be happy if it becomes a 3 yards in a cloud of dust ball game. And that's what they kind of hang their hat on, just being a tough, grinded-out type football team.
Absolutely. They're going to try to shorten this game, keep it on the ground, get the clock running as much as they can, and then maybe take some deep shots as they get that defense down around the line of scrimmage from pounding it so often.
Gain of about 3, 2nd down and 7 now. Cardinals again, safety walks up for SFA. They'll throw it on 2nd down, and they get one in the slot, complete for a first down all the way out to the 40-yard line as the Jacks rally and make a quick tackle. As Ja'Cory Hyder, their backup tight end, a senior out of Woodville, transfer from UT San Antonio with the game's first down, and the Cardinals on the move. They'll run it again on 1st down into the teeth of that SFA defense. And this one's stacked up for not much, maybe a yard to the 41-yard line, and that's about it.
Yeah, and that Stephen F. Austin defensive line is deep. They're very physical. They've got a couple of seniors as well. So as much as Lamar wants to run the ball, they may find that that's going to be the strength of Stephen F. Austin's defense, and it's going to be hard going to get that done.
Major Bowden, 5'9" senior from Waco, China Spring High School, just over 200 yards on the ground in the backfield here with Coleman. 2nd and 9, everybody moving up front. And an early flag here. I would assume a false start on the Cardinals, but again, everybody was moving on that one.
Illegal snap by the center. Offense, 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That'll back them up 5, and behind the sticks will be something here whenever they get behind the chains against this SFA defense. We talked about them. They're number 2 in the nation in total defense and rush defense, allowing 15 points a game. So I think points will be at a premium here for the Cardinals this afternoon. 2nd down and almost 15 now for Lamar. The Jacks have really gotten after the quarterback of late. This time they rush 3, but they get pressure. Coleman gets away and swings it out, finds a man in the flat. But SFA rallies quickly and holds it to a short gain. The tackle by the safety, Sears, as that one stopped to Kendon Fusilier, their big threat. A gain of about 5. They get the penalty yardage and some of it back, and they get about 9 out of it, actually. It's 3rd down and 5 now. That
was a great job by Coleman. They thought they had him, but he evades it, keeps his eyes downfield, finds the receiver, and makes it 3rd manageable. 3rd and 5 in today's with RPO and everything else is very doable.
You saw there that graphic Lumberjack defense, top 5 in the country in scoring defense. I mentioned number 2 in the nation in rushing defense. 3rd down and 5, chance to get off the field for him, but Lamar converts on a quick slant. And there's Kendon Fusilier again. Good coverage out there by the Lumberjack secondary, but Fusilier just gets inside position, and Coleman puts it right on the numbers. 1st and 10, Lamar in SFA territory. And a little gash left side. And the first real running room on the ground, new tailback that time. That was Joshua Robinson with the carry. And Robinson will get him for about 5. And it's 2nd and 5, and the Cardinals want to play some tempo.
Yeah, that's really going to be the key, is not letting Stephen F. Austin have time to substitute.
And a little option this time. Keeper Coleman out. He gets out, and down the sideline he goes. And Coleman, with the best play of the afternoon here for the Cardinals on the first possession, gets it down inside the 30 as Coleman, one of his longer runs. In fact, they hit maybe his longest run of the season. Prior to that, his longest run, 14 yards, and he gets a big one down to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 Cardinals.
Yeah, and we have not seen Stephen F. Austin's defense face a lot of dual threat quarterbacks, a lot of guys that really have that running capability. Right there you see Coleman on a read option, decides to keep it and gets a big gain.
And that was really not his MO coming into this when 40 carries, -7 yards on the season, his longest 14, but there was a big one there. This time they give it, and the Lumberjacks eat that one up. And there is, I think, Ed Bomino, who is making one of his first appearances of the year. I think he's only playing in his 5th game this season, but Bomino gets a big push and a negative play there, tackle for a loss of about 6.
Yeah, and Ed is a graduate. We talked about, they got some seniors, some graduates on that defensive line of Stephen F. Austin. Probably the most veteran group on the team and also the most physical group on the team.
So behind the chains here, Lamar, though, has hit a couple of slants to keep drives alive and convert 1st downs. We'll see what they do here on 2nd down 15, or 2nd 16 now. Here deep on SFA's end of the field. Coleman wants it, looks quickly out, swing it out to his tight end, stuck in the backfield as the Jacks come downhill and make the play behind the line of scrimmage. And that will go for a loss back to the 36-yard line as the Cardinals back it up. Great open field stop.
Yeah, that was Michael Patterson III, the redshirt sophomore. He kind of plays a safety and nickel at times. He comes out of that nickel position there. They kind of set up more or less a screen. He reads it very well and makes a big play.
2nd catch of the afternoon for Hyder, the tight end, who had 10 catches coming in. He's already got 2 here this opening possession. Now Cardinals look at 3rd down and 19 for Lamar as they will run it and not get much as they're tripped up after a gain of about a yard. As the Jacks get penetration, I think Kai Thomas gets a hand on that one. And the 3rd different running back already, LaDamian McDowell with an early carry. Gets a couple, and it's 4th down now and 17, and the Cardinals will try a long field goal. This will be about a 52-yarder into a really kind of a stiff southerly breeze here. 51-yarder.
Yeah, I mean, if you factor in the breeze, I mean, this is kicking probably at maybe a 60-yarder if you factor in how strong the wind is out into the face.
Long of 57 on the year. He's 3 for 4 from beyond 50 yards. This is a 51-yarder for the first points of the game. On its way, has the distance, and no good. Wide left. So Lumberjacks get a stop as Lamar can't finish the drive. 2 negative plays. They settle for a 50-plus yard field goal. A miss to the left, and we got a timeout. SFA is going to get the ball back with 9:08 to go first quarter. Their first crack at it here this afternoon. Top 20 matchup, Lamar and SFA. In Nacogdoches, back with more after this on ESPN. Lamar gets 46 yards of offense in that first possession, but 2 negative plays put him behind the sticks. And they cannot convert as they miss on a field goal, 51-yarders. It goes wide left, and SFA gets their first crack at things offensively here this afternoon with 9:08 to go first quarter. You see that Lumberjack offensive line. They play in front of their starting quarterback here, Gavin Rutherford, who made his first start of the season a week ago at Houston Christian. And on first down, he'll hand off to Wembley, and the Cardinals get a safety playing in the backfield. Kevin Thomas, the free safety, is there to make the stop at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Second down and 10. And they were phenomenal last week against Southeastern. That was just an old-time, both teams under 300 yards of offenses. It was a lot of defense played a week ago. Here's Rutherford. Quick hitch. Whalen, the catch out to the 39. Good drive starter, and they look at third and manageable now. Third down and about 5 for SFA from their own 39-yard line.
Yeah, and a couple weeks ago with Sam Vidlac, I would have said that, Lamar, this would be their biggest test. But here with the backup, Gavin Rutherford, we saw him at the end of the year last year. We saw him last week at Houston Christian. He's constantly getting better. But anytime you got the second-string guy starting, the defense kind of perks up a little bit and plays a little bit harder starting off.
Rutherford hit as he lets it go. Is that one deflected and incomplete? And Lamar, after picking up a couple of quick first downs on their first drive, SFA is going to go 3 and out as Rutherford gets his second attempt of the afternoon hit at the line of scrimmage. Right there, you see the defensive lineman gets his hand up. Could not see the number, but they just got a good push right up the middle, right into Rutherford's face. And that one's batted down incomplete. So 4th and 5. And Lockie Posaban on to kick it away here for the Lumberjacks. And Lamar with a punt return threat. Call for a fair catch. Fusilier makes the fair catch at the 21-yard line. Both of these teams, 2 phenomenal punt returners here today. Fusilier, punt return touchdowns, and Bugs Mortimer for the Lumberjacks, 3 punt return touchdowns on the season already.
Yeah, it'll be a game of field position early on. As you can see, Lamar with a good drive that ended in no points, and right there, Stephen F. Austin, a 3 and out. So you're going to see a couple of punts, I would imagine. And is that going to be a key to the game? Can one of those guys bust a big one? Because a lot of times when you get into these big defensive battles, it's special teams that ends up being the difference maker.
1st and 10 now, Cardinals starting at their own 21-yard line. As Robert Coleman leads them out. Again, 2 first downs in that first drive, 3 first downs for the Cardinals as they moved it efficiently. This time they run it, and Southard off the bottom of the pile, leading the Lumberjacks in tackles, 98 of them coming into this one as he anchors that SFA defense. And when we talk about how they're number 2 in the country against the run, number 2 total defense and yardage allowed. I looked at the last 4 games, SFA defensively, 109 rushing attempts against them in the last 4 games, and they've given up a total of 166 yards.
Yeah.
That's a yard and a half a carry, according to liberal arts math. And we got another flag. Movement. There was a shift, and then I think one of the offensive linemen kind of just twitched.
Start, number 60, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So John Hester, the right guard, junior from Hawkins, whistled for the false start. And the Cardinals again behind the sticks here. Look at 2nd, about 14 now. And that's one thing, when the SFA gets them behind the sticks, they really don't bring the house. They're going to go sometimes 3-man rush, drop some coverage, and just play the chains. Play it heads up here. Coleman again, the keeper, finds some little room and then gets down wisely to avoid a hit. Started to slide at about the 24-yard line as he gets the penalty yardage back and a couple. And Lamar looks at 3rd and long. 3rd and about 7 now for the Cardinals with just under 7 minutes to go here first quarter, no score.
Yeah, not a big run, but a very effective run. You got to keep the defense honest. He's doing that with these early option pulls. And then again, he gets it in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, where you do got some freedom offensively as to what you can do. You get in the 3rd and 10, 3rd and behind the sticks, and then you're really in a bad situation.
So here they go, 3rd and 7. Lumberjacks, everybody standing up. Nobody with their hand on the ground. Here they come. Coleman lets one go as nobody was ready, and we got whistles and a timeout taken, apparently.
Timeout. Lamar, first charged of the first half. Timeout on the field.
So timeout taken by the Cardinals. We'll take a timeout with them as well. 6:21 to go. First quarter, no score. Cardinals with a timeout. They'll look at 3rd and 7 when we return. Southland Conference Championship football. More coming your way after this on ESPN.
Welcome back to Homer Bryce Stadium. Now you might notice head coach Pete Rosamondo is once again wearing an NYFD hat, a tribute with deep personal meaning. Rosamondo said his brother played a big part in raising him, and he served in the New York Fire Department. He unfortunately passed away during the 9/11 attacks as he was attempting to save people. Last season, Coach Carthel joined him in the tribute by wearing his own NYFD hat. He says he planned to do it again this year, but he went to look for the hat in his house and admits he couldn't find it. Rob?
Wow. So housekeeping an issue at the Carthel household.
Let me tell you
what I'm
something.
hearing.
Coach Carthel's got some boys. I myself have 2 boys. If you leave a hat, it's no longer your hat. One of the boys has taken it to their rooms where you will never see it again.
Lumberjacks get a hand on a pass, batted ball. Pete Rosamondo again, the head coach, and he is old school. Carthel talked about him. You know what you're going to get. Old offensive line guy. He talked about it as well. He wants his team to play that way, tough, physical, run the football, and just grind it out. And that's what he's built at Lamar, and he's building quite a program. 8 wins already this year. They punted away. Low line drive, trying to keep it away from Mortimer, who fields it on a hop and then just gets swallowed at about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, the identity of these coaches really come through on these teams. You talked about an old offensive line guy. That's the way Lamar plays. Kobe Carthel, an old linebacker. That's the way Stephen F. Austin plays. They both play physical, defensive-minded football, run the ball as much as you can, play defense, and then the flashy stuff can be a secondary issue.
So here's Gavin Rutherford for his second possession of the afternoon. Lumberjacks went 3 and out. Rutherford went 1 for 2 on that first series for SFA as he surveys this Lamar 4-man front. SFA will shift here. You see Gerald Ademo, the tight end, now in a wing to the right. And Rutherford will roll right. Looks downfield, has a man caught downfield up near midfield as Clayton Whalen with his second catch of the afternoon all the way out to the 48-yard line. Gain of 15 and the first down of the afternoon for the Lumberjacks.
And Whalen is the guy that Stephen F. Austin uses in the middle of the field in the red zone. He's a big possession-type receiver.
1st and 10, coming left to Convoy across midfield to the Lamar 49-yard line. Wembley, who leads SFA on the ground with the carry.
Injury timeout.
And the Cardinals with a defender down
Injury
on the backside of the
defense.
play. But Wembley again averaging over 5.5 yards a carry. And yep. As we will talked about these two defenses and how good they've both been, and they have great anchors. You talked about Carthel, middle linebacker. There you see Southern, their middle linebacker. 99 tackles already on the year. Andrew Huff, a defensive end for the Cardinals, leads them. A lot of pressure, plays behind the line of scrimmage. 10.5 tackles for a loss, 6.5 sacks on the year. And the Cardinals have been very, very good defensively. We talked about how good SFA's been. Cardinals have been almost as good, allowing 292 yards a game on the ground. And they're only giving up about 135 on the ground, 292 total, and 158 through the air. So it's been tough to move the ball on the Cardinals as well. And these two guys are big reasons why. Andrew Huff, defensive end, and Southern, the linebacker there for the Lumberjacks.
Yeah, with Huff, the sacks and the tackle for losses are impressive, obviously, but it's not very often you're going to see a defensive end finish the year with 50-plus tackles. Normally you see them with sacks and tackle for losses, but just solo tackles. 46, probably going to finish it somewhere around 55 by the time the end of the year comes around. That is incredibly impressive.
Yep. But again, they do a phenomenal job keeping things there. As Huff out of Stafford, Texas. He's a transfer from Houston Christian. 5th on the Cardinals in total tackles right now. And the Cardinals, they spread it around, but their linebackers are kind of the focal points. Obviously, SFA, 2 active linebackers as well. There with Southern and also Malachi Williams, who's been a phenomenal addition to this defense this season, the junior college transfer. But no score here early on. Lamar, great opening drive, moved it all the way down near the Lumberjack 20-yard line before they backed up. 2 negative plays, put them well behind the chains, settled for a 51-yard field goal attempt, and they hook it wide left, so no score for them. Jacks went 3 and out in their first possession, and now have the ball here for the second time with 5:38 remaining here in the first quarter. And SFA looks to get on track. And we've talked about their defense and how good it's been, but the SFA offense has been playing pretty well as well. Averaging about 34 points a game, almost 400 yards a game total offense, 226 through the air, 146 on the ground.
Yeah, that's been the most impressive part, is how balanced they've maintained throughout the season. A lot of times you get these teams with high potent offenses and it's all passive, but not Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, as you see there, Rutherford along the sideline to Ademo, the tight end, and he'll move the chains with his first catch of the afternoon. And a tight end with a catch for the Lumberjacks all the way down to the Lamar 37-yard line. And the Jacks now on the move here. As Ademo, another great addition as he comes into SFA. Wembley in motion into the backfield, gets a lead block, turns it up down inside the 35-yard line. Gets a couple, and the Cardinals rally quickly and hold it to a gain of about 3. See the numbers there for the Lumberjack defense, 3rd in the conference in points per game. But you combine 34 points with giving up only about 15 a game. That's a pretty good combination.
Yeah, you're going to win a lot of games scoring double the points that you give up.
Wembley not much on that one, as he gets it down to about the 32, and a key 3rd down here for the Lumberjacks. And you would think they got the win behind them. But points, I just get the feeling points could be a premium here this afternoon both ways. Lamar jumps, free play. Rutherford, deep shot down the middle of the field into coverage off Whalen's fingertips and incomplete. And Rutherford showing there that I think he saw the flags fly. I think he knew he had a free play, and he threw that ball where Whalen had a chance to catch it.
And what an effort. I mean, Whalen dives
Offside,
out.
Number 6, defense, 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Manages to get one hand on it. An incredible effort.
Correction, the penalty enforcement results in a 1st down.
Do you see the pass there, and Whalen? I mean, that's a well-thrown ball. As Rutherford put it out there, gives his guy a chance. And the penalty yardage, you heard the official there, the correction, they get enough to pick up the 1st down. It was 3rd and 5, and so they pick up the 1st and 10 now for SFA, as they will motion Wembley out of the backfield. Pressure comes. Rutherford holds his ground, and a little hitch down inside the 25, and Blaine Green with a catch to the 24-yard line. And really just an extension of the run game. Just a quick hitch, pick up 3, 2nd down and 7.
And Rutherford doing some great things for just his second start this year, with the recognition on the play before that it's a free play, give my guy a shot even though he's covered, and then right there staying in there realizing I'm going to get hit, but if I stand here and deliver this ball, it's going to be a good completion.
Rutherford shot down the field trying to go toward Davis, overthrows him. He was bracketed down there, had a defender inside and in the corner underneath it, and Rutherford puts it out there where Davis has a shot but overthrows him, incomplete. And there's Huff dropping back there into coverage. 2-time conference player of the week. 4 times the Cardinals with players of the week on the defensive side of the ball. So big 3rd down here for the Lumberjacks. Saying it a moment ago. Cardinals jumped early and helped SFA out. Rutherford sets, throws toward the sideline. Catch made. And this will depend on the spot, as Kylan Harris is going to get the 1st down. They mark forward progress to the 21-yard line, and Kylan Harris, with his first catch of the afternoon, moves the chains here for the Lumberjacks, as Harris with his 56th catch of the year.
I was just about to say, it's not often you watch a Stephen F. Austin game and it's this far into it before Kylan Harris's name is mentioned. He's been very productive this year. He was obviously very productive last year. He's been the focal point of this offense, air attack.
Here's Wembley, hurdle, right side, and gets held up and dropped down inside the 15-yard line to about, well, give him almost the 13. Andrew Huff in on the stop for the Cardinals. He just drifts out and gets some help. And there ends up, Wembley just basically jumps into his arms. Gain of about 3, though. This time they come left. Good block inside. Down inside the 5. Wembley breaks tackles. Touchdown, Lumberjacks. Wembley finishes that one with a big hit at the 3 and stands into the end zone.
And that is the thing Wembley brings. He's got speed. He's got the agility to make guys miss in that way, but he is very, very physical. We've seen it time and time again right there. You see he breaks 2 tackles right there inside the 5-yard line to finish that one off.
But watch the block here. This Keller just pins there and right there, that block on the pull. And that allows Wembley the space to get into the second level and ultimately into the end zone. He runs to the last defender. Touchdown, Stephen F. Austin. So SFA sputtered on their opening possession, move it down the field on their second, and the first points of the afternoon now belong to the Lumberjacks. 7-0 with 2:21 to go here in the first quarter. And it's the SFA offense now starting to kind of get their feet underneath them here on their second possession. Cardinals will see if they can do just that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Colby Carthon would have wanted. They kicked the ball off to start the game. Can we be the first one on the board despite that? Here they are, 7-0. They've managed to do that. Defense is playing well, but then offense, right there, it was the balance. It was the ability to go to Wembley and get 3 or 4 yards and then throw it through the air, get some big chunk plays. The one to Whalen across the middle of the field really starts that drive in a kind of a balanced way. That allows Wembley there at the end of the drive to have that big run because Lamar's kind of guessing. Are they going to throw it? Are they going to run it? They've done a little bit of both on us so far, and then they bust off the big one.
10 plays, 68 yards. They took 3 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock as the Lumberjacks now will kick it away. Jacob Hand to handle the kickoff duties here for the Lumberjacks. As Hand sends this one sailing with a wind at his back. 9 yards deep into the end zone for the touchback. Most of his kicks into the end zone for touchbacks throughout the year. And that is his 61st kickoff of the season. You know you're scoring a lot of points when you're kicking off 61 times.
Exactly.
As Hand, 61 kickoffs now so far this season, 33 touchbacks. As the Cardinals will start things out at their own 25-yard line. Again, 40 yards of offense on their first possession. Punted away on their second possession, and now find themselves down 7-0. Coleman, tailback to his right, handoff inside, and just a push for about a yard. As Victor Aduse at the bottom of the pile there for the Lumberjacks. Senior out of Dickinson. 24th tackle in the season for Victor. Gain of 1. As the Cardinals taking a little time, will huddle from time to time. Not the true just tempo, just get to the line of scrimmage and go. Jacks get set defensively here. Lamar moves. 1 second down at about 8. Coleman wants to throw. Nobody open initially. Now late over the middle. The pass a little high. Was it picked off? Lumberjacks say yes. The officials, I believe, agree. As Coleman throws the interception.
That was Jalen Mayo, the safety. He was just in the right place at the right time. Again, the throw was high, and Mayo keeps his eyes on it, goes for it, and I think he managed to get his hands under.
We'll look at it here as it was tipped. The receiver just got a hand on it, and you see there he does.
Yep.
Mayo in the right place at the right time as he picks that one off on the deflection, and the Lumberjack offense takes over in Lamar territory at the 46-yard line. Mayo there, his 4th interception on the year, as he is now, I believe, leading or tied now for the lead in the Southland Conference in interceptions this season. And Rutherford wants it all. Instead, underneath the Green at the 45, makes a man miss. Green down the sideline inside the 35 and tumbled out of bounds at about the 33-yard line as Blaine Green, the transfer from Oklahoma State, picks up 13. And it's 1st and 10 Lumberjacks at the Lamar 32-yard line.
Yeah, and a great effort by Blaine Green. One thing we haven't mentioned yet is senior night here for Stephen F. Austin. Blaine Green, the senior there, kind of putting forth every effort he can to break that tackle and then get more positive yards along that sideline.
1st and 10 now as Rutherford at the controls, new tailback. Little play action, checks it down underneath toward Jalen Jenkins at new tailback, but off his hands and incomplete. Had to get that one up over the defensive end who was kind of dropping into coverage there.
2nd down, 10.
As that one just a little bit too high for Jenkins to handle, as SFA will rotate in and out. Now Richard Reese comes in. So 3 tailbacks have already been played here for each of these offenses here in the first quarter. Final minute of the first quarter. Rutherford again to throw. Hitch over the middle off the hands of Bugs Mortimer and incomplete. And those are the ones that quarterbacks cringe after they see it deflected in the air.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant 3 seconds as that pause in the air. We saw the tip ball get intercepted that Coleman threw a minute ago for Lamar. So right there, a tip ball, just no one in the vicinity to catch it. So you live to play another down, but here it is, 3rd and 10, an offensive coordinator's worst nightmare.
3rd and 10, Lumberjacks trying to make the most out of that turnover a moment ago. A little bubble screen, now room inside. Mortimer down inside the 25-yard line. And that's where they'll mark him down short of the line to gain, but you get it down close enough that Carthel has a decision to make, and it looks like it didn't take him long to make it. As he will bring in the field goal unit. And it looks like this would be about a 43-yarder middle of the field. And they have used 2 kickers this season. And this one looks like Carlos Alvarado is going to come on. 7 of 7 on the year. His longest has been from 40. This would be a 43-yarder to put him up 10-0. As Alvarado's kick is on the way, has plenty of distance, and that one is through and good. So the Lumberjacks turn that interception into a field goal and take a 10-0 lead now with 5 seconds remaining here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and to me, that says a lot about Coach Carthel's thoughts on this game. He is normally an aggressive guy right there on 4th and 4. I would have thought maybe he'd go for it, but you can see his mindset about this game is defense. Points are a premium. Let's go get the points on the table. We're not going for it. We're kicking the field goal. If that's what he's thinking, you got to think that's how this game is going to pan out, where it's going to be run the ball, play defense. It may be a race to 21.
I think you're exactly right, because you just get the sense here with the Lumberjack, the SFA defense, the way they're playing. Cardinals offense, the combination of the two, 21 points, the key number.
Yeah.
I think the first one to 21's got a great chance of winning. Lumberjacks already halfway there here toward the end of the first quarter, 10-0.
And remember, if you're just joining us, whichever team wins this probably is in the driver's seat to win the Southland Conference and get an automatic bid into the FBS playoffs.
SFA.
FCS.
As Jacob Hand line drive kick into the end zone for the touchback here. Cardinals, again, starting out at their own 25-yard line. We talked about Hand a moment ago. 62nd kick of the season now, kickoff. And more than half into the end zone for touchbacks. And even in the ones, in those times where he doesn't kick it to the end, it's by design.
Right.
You want to try to cover one, place it, and they worked on that. I was here Thursday at practice when they worked on that for a couple of periods during special team segment. Placing the kick, getting the coverage downfield to pin them inside really the 20-yard line. Because here are the Cardinals, 1st and 10 at their own 25. Coleman, little designed run for the quarterback this time, coming left, and he gets it to the 26, a gain of 1, and you heard the official there, the end of the first quarter. So 15 minutes complete in Nacogdoches here this Saturday evening. 10-0, SFA leads it over the Cardinals on the championship Saturday in the Southland Conference. As we'll take a timeout, back with the second quarter of action after this on ESPN. So Lamar starts out, 2nd down and 8. Coleman quickly outside, caught. SFA, about 6 defenders rallied to the football, and finally the tackle made at the 34-yard line, a yard short of the needed yardage there for the Cardinals, and they look at 3rd down and 1. Cardinals on 3rd down converted about 32% of the time coming into this one. In that first quarter, third downs, they were 0 for 3. So here's a big one for them to start the second quarter. And Colby Carthel is going to take a quick timeout.
Timeout. Stephen F. Austin, their first charge of the first half. Timeout on the field.
You can see there the defensive leaders in FCS football here. Third down defensive efficiency. Lamar defense leading the country, and now we get a timeout here on the field, so we'll take it as well. Just underway, second quarter, 10-0. Timeout on the field, as we'll be back with a championship game here in the Southland Conference. Lamar and Stephen F. Austin here in Nacogdoches on ESPN. Third down and a yard now for the Cardinals as Lamar looks to keep this drive alive here at their own 34-yard line. SFA with a 10-0 lead as the winner will have the inside track to a Southland Conference regular season title here. Cardinals on 3rd and 1 get the first down as they'll run it between the tackles out over the 35 to the 37-yard line as Josh Robinson gets the carry, transfer out of Illinois State. Here in 10 games so far this year for the Cardinals. 1st and 10 now, Lamar. Clock running under 14 minutes to go. Hunter with the FBS playoff, FCS playoffs. We knew, I mean, everybody wants to be in the playoffs. FBS just took a while to get there. As the Cardinals run it again on 1st down. Tim Muhammad leading the way there for the Lumberjacks. Short gain of about 2 to the 39. FCS playoffs started with what? I think it was always 6. I think it originally started maybe with 12 teams and then went to 16. And now at 24. FCS playoffs, was it 1? Well, just 1 game? Was it 2, then 4? I can't remember because I'm old. A 2nd down and 8. I know that it's 2nd down and 8. And Lamar now with 2 backs in the backfield here. Coleman, short set, looks to pass. Nobody open. Now he pulls it down, will run. Dives forward, out beyond the 45. And depending on the spot, he's going to be about a yard short. They mark him down at the 46-yard line. As Coleman sets him up 3rd and 1 once again.
And Coleman has been the bright spot of this offense. He's really came into the game you mentioned earlier. He was not really much of a running threat. But here today, it's been his legs that have kept the chains moving, that have been really the only positive gains Lamar offense has had so far.
Yeah, Aiden McCown really much more, just according to the stats, a bigger threat to run the ball at quarterback. As again, Coleman -7 total in the year. Here's a big one. Left side, missed tackle at the 40. Foot race now, and Lamar's going to win it. Down the field they go. Lamar with a big explosive play. And the Cardinals pulled to within 4. The extra point can make it a 3-point game. Well, Damian McDowell, man, big burst there.
Yeah, once he got into the open field, there was not a soul that was going to catch him. They just did a great job of blocking it up. And again, it's kind of Coleman's threat of a run, the read option here. You see the end kind of freezes there for a moment, and then once McDowell breaks that first level, there is just nobody at that second level to make a tackle.
And when you saw him, that end zone shot, great camera angle there, because McDowell, who's only 5'6", man, he's like hidden behind that offensive line, and he just burst through there, and there was nobody there. And the Cardinals, a big play for Lamar, puts them on the scoreboard. The extra point up makes it a 3-point game. 10-7 now with 12:11 left here in the first half as the Cardinals get an explosive play to get on the board. And we got a 3-point game. Cardinals back to within 3. SFA will get the ball back when we return after this on ESPN. Down run Cardinals cap a 75-yard scoring drive, 6 plays, take almost 3 minutes off the clock, 2:54 to be precise. And Lamar makes it a 3-point game, 10-7. The difference, the field goal following the interception a moment ago by the SFA defense, as the Cardinals kick will sail into the end zone untouched, and SFA's offense will go back to work 1st and 10 from its own 25-yard line. Gavin Rutherford making his 2nd start of the season, 7 of 11, 65 yards in that first quarter. as he'll get it for the first time here in the second quarter this afternoon. Played well, I thought, last week in Houston with 11 of 16, 132 yards, 3 touchdowns. JT Kitney ended up coming on and getting to play a little bit last week as well. Rutherford also ran it 4 times for 55 yards, and that's the one thing he brings to the offense that perhaps Sam Vidlac had not done as much of this year. This time they'll give it inside Wembley, out over the 30 to the 31, a gain of 6, and that really is their best run on first down here so far this afternoon.
Yeah, Lamar's done a great job on first down of limiting Stephen F. Austin to just minimal gains, and they've kind of played in that 2nd and long, even 3rd and long all day. So right there is a good start for the Stephen F. Austin offense.
Here's Rutherford to keep, tries to get outside, and a great open field stop will limit him to a gain of just 1. As Rutherford keeps it, and there was, if he misses outside the corner there, Rutherford has a lot of room to run. Picks up 1, 3rd down now, and 3 for the Lumberjacks at their own 32-yard line as everybody's bunched in tight. Now they shift it out. Kylan Harris flanked out wide right, short, tight to the formation. Rutherford steps underneath. Now he'll run. Gavin the 40, stiff arm, midfield. Rutherford into Lamar territory at the 49-yard line. And just as we mentioned a moment ago, that's what he brings to the SFA offense.
Absolutely. We see it with Coleman on Lamar's offense, and here it is with Rutherford. It's been the quarterback's legs, especially in the passing situations where they've just managed to break containment and keep drives going.
Tries to go to Blaine Green again, and a flag comes in late. Green gets spun around about the time the ball got there, and we'll wait headlinesman with the call as he explains to the referee here today.
Pass interference, number 30, defense. Ball is placed at the spot of the foul and includes an automatic first down.
So 1st and 10 Lumberjacks as they'll spot this at the Lamar 46-yard line. The referee today is James Brookhart. That headlinesman Keith Johnson with the call there. So 1st and 10 SFA now. Back-to-back first downs for the Lumberjacks. That one by penalty. Rutherford give it to Wembley. Wembley at left tackle, not much there. You can see Darren Wianco at the top of that middle of that screen. Crowder, Keller, and Chimdia Wiwu up front for the Lumberjacks. As right now playing center for the Lumberjacks is Darren Wianco. And it's been kind of a revolving door at center for SFA. Looked like somebody moved, but there were no penalty flags. Instead, they swing it out. Harris along the sideline, and Kylan Harris all, what do they list him at, 170 pounds? 166 pounds, all 166, leans into the defender, and he'll get it downfield close to the chains. A yard short, 3rd down and 1.
Well, if Kylan's anything like me, he does not weigh what they list him at, but at 30, he will weigh more than what they listed him at.
That's true. It all depends who's asking. So here we go, Wildcat set now for SFA as Wembley, the lone man in the backfield. And he'll keep it. He gets hit hard, tries to get a push, and they're going to give him forward progress. I'm not sure he really ever got there, but head linesman says give him the 35-yard line, and that'll be enough for the first down.
Yeah, I would be surprised that you can see the Lamar. I can't tell if that's the head coach or the defensive coordinator is not happy with the spot. I wouldn't be surprised if they reviewed this, because you're right. I mean, he gets contacted straight away, and he really does not fall forward.
No.
So,
and they pushed him back, and again, the initial, it looked like I never saw him really get beyond the 36, but they give him the distance between the 35 and 36, and that was enough. We're underway. On first down, trying to go back shoulder into coverage. Penalty flags fly, and there was some contact out there, and that was Harris again. Rutherford right now, just throw it up toward number 4 and see what happens.
yeah, I mean, it's a great option. I mean, he's either going to catch it or get a PI at this point.
Number 6, defense. Penalty is 15 yards from the previous spot. Has an automatic first down.
So the penalty against the Cardinals, as this will move it all the way down to the 20-yard line, as apparently that's Ronnie Hambrick they call the penalty on. see hammering like, what was I supposed to do? What did I do? But 1st and 10, Lumberjacks now just outside the 20. They lead 10-7, 9 minutes to go first half. Rutherford keeps it. Rutherford, left side, gets down at the 16-yard line as the middle part of that defense was coming. And Rutherford says, I don't really want to get hit that hard. I'll take 4 and go down right here.
Yeah, and that's a great decision. Again, we've mentioned it before. Sam Vidlak, the normal starter, is out with a shoulder injury. So Gavin Rutherford, this team really cannot afford for him to take any big shots. That's a great decision by him, just getting down, picking up positive yards, and avoiding a tackle.
Rutherford keeps it. They kind of fake the speed sweep there, and Rutherford trying to get him up the middle. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and Lamar not buying all of the eye candy, getting distracted. They stay home, make the play inside, as they'll hold it to no gain. 3rd down now at about 6 for SFA. Salome there for Lamar, it looked like. Big defensive lineman out of Aubrey, Texas. So 3rd down now and about 6 here for SFA at the Lamar's 16-yard line as they look here to the near sideline. Still 6 seconds on the play clock. Rutherford takes the snap. Handoff. Jenkins quick up the middle. Jenkins is going to have the 1st down inside the 10 as the pile keeps getting pushed forward, but whistles blow, and they'll kill this one at the 9. And Jalen Jenkins, a 1st down for SFA on a running play right up the middle on 3rd and about 6. The 1st and goal now, Lumberjacks, as they try to stretch a 3-point lead. 10-7, SFA in front. Fake the pitch, short roll, Cardinals there. Rutherford hit as he lets it go. That one loose and picked up by the Cardinals. Rutherford saying that it was a forward pass. SFA all pointing forward, but the officials never blew it dead. And now they will gather and talk.
Well, it definitely got contacted. The question is, was his arm still going forward?
Yeah, it could have been an empty hand. But the ball, and it's hard to tell exactly from that shot whether it went forward or not. And what was ruled in the field is going to be key here because, I mean, that could have been an empty hand.
They still haven't ruled anything.
Ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Second down.
So there you have it. So there's the ruling on the field. So they would have to
ruling
see
on
enough.
The field is an incomplete pass. The previous play is under further review.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this will be interesting because, like you say, I think it might have been an empty hand moving forward. The ball, it looked like it had already come out of his hand when his arm started moving forward.
Seam there, the motion goes back, and he gets hit just about the time it starts forward, and it's just, it's hard to tell from that one.
And as you say, the ruling on the field being an incomplete pass is huge because they're going to have enough indisputable evidence to overturn it, and I don't know that they're going to get that. That is probably the best view you've got. Yeah,
and right there it starts kind of forward. It looked like he still had control. I don't know. And this is one where I'm glad it's them, not me. Typically, we would say, okay, this is it, and we'll find out if we're right or not. I got a feeling this one stands as called.
Yeah, I think it'll stand. I don't think it will be confirmed, but I think it'll stand just based on a lack of, conclusive evidence against it.
But the review continues here, so they continue to talk. And what you had at the conclusion of the play is they let it play out. Cardinals got it. So if, in fact, it was a loose hand and it turns into a fumble, it would be a recovery, I would think, by the Lamar Cardinals. And then they get tackled out of bounds. You can see Lamar all standing across the way saying this is going to be Lamar football here. But we've talked about it off and on. Championship Saturday here, a leg up, trying to get the Southland Conference regular season title. SFA undefeated in conference play. Lamar with one conference loss. That came to Incarnate Word a couple of weeks ago. They beat Southeastern Louisiana last week. The Lions' only conference loss. And Southeastern right now leading Incarnate Word 10-7 with 2:40 to play in that one. But Incarnate Word with a football, so that one's going to come down to the wire. And Lamar has. Here we go.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Incomplete pass. Second down.
So again, you're right. The initial ruling on the field was going to be paramount in that one.
Right.
Because there wasn't going to be enough in video evidence to change it one way or the other. So incomplete pass, second down and goal here for the Lumberjacks. But getting back to what I was saying, so Lumberjacks have Northwestern State Thursday night. So a win here today. They could win the outright title Thursday with a win at Northwestern. As they hand off to Jenkins, he'll bounce it outside left side. They string it out and force him out of bounds. Down around the 7-yard line, almost the 6, as Jenkins is bottled up. And the Lumberjacks will try to put one in the end zone here. 4-point play for SFA. Third and goal, nose of the football just outside the 6-yard line. As Lumberjacks will substitute. And JT Kitna comes in, along with their big package. And Kitna, pretty good sized package himself, 6'3", 221-pounder. Redshirt freshman out of Middletown, Ohio. And Kidna will hand off to Wembley with a head of steam, and Wembley straight downhill to inside the 3 to about the 2.5-yard line, where he is stopped by the Cardinals defense. And the Lumberjacks now on 4th and goal from inside the 3-yard line. Have another decision. Carthel took 3 early, and he'll take an attempt for 3 more.
Yeah, and again, the same sentiment as earlier is typically this is where you see Colby Carthel be aggressive and go for this. And right now, he's telling you what he thinks of this game by taking the points and playing the field position game, the points game. 3 is better than none. Here we go. It's going to probably, like we said earlier, be a race to 21, a low-scoring dogfight.
10-7 right now, 6 minutes to go first half. Alvarado from 21 yards. Pretty good angle. Kick on its way. That one is up and good. And Carlos Alvarado remains perfect on the year. 9 for 9 now in field goal attempts for Alvarado and the Lumberjacks. 13-7. SFA in front, 5:53 to go first half. SFA with the lead. Lamar gets it back as both teams battle for a Southland Conference Championship. More coming your way after this on ESPN. 20-yard field goal for the Lumberjacks caps a long scoring drive, 73 yards, as this kick from Jacob Hand will sail into the end zone. Lumberjack defense gets set to go back to work. Kai Thomas and his buddies taking the field. Cole Beckelman has a little bit more about Kai Thomas.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. 2 Fridays ago in a walkthrough, the defensive tackle took down Carthel, literally. Carthel told me they were practicing a blocked field goal return, and Thomas lowered his shoulder into him, and he went booty over tea kettle to make it PG. But he came up on his feet. Even though it was 8 days ago, he said he's still feeling that one. Rob?
Well, as Colby now is starting to learn, he's starting to get, with each passing day, closer and closer to that old man club, and it takes longer to get over those things. 13-7. Cardinals, little speed sweep coming right. SFA does a pretty good job of stringing that one out. Aaron Thomas gets a lot of help from his buddies. And they will keep that to a gain of about 4. Second down and 6 now for Lamar. You see Kai Thomas, middle of the picture there. Thomas 6'4", 266. I would think that would hurt just a touch. You've been hit by people that size.
Yeah, and I was 10 years younger at that point, and it hurt then too. So,
you're giving Carthel the benefit of the doubt. Here's a deep shot left sideline, too far for Fusilier. A little out beyond his outstretched hands. Kendon Fusilier. Incomplete. Third down now at about 6. But I could just hear Carthel telling that, as Nicole said, keeping it, family friendly here. I could hear him using the term that we've all heard from time to time, where what we know goes over the tea kettle. So third down and 6. Cardinals try to convert, keep this drive alive. Lumberjacks show pressure. Here it comes. Swing it out left side. They get it set up. Do they get a block? They do. Collision. And it'll depend on the spot. Lamar may be a yard short of the first down. Big time collision there along the sideline to keep Lamar short of the first down yardage.
Yeah, and that was a big open field tackle there, because you're right. I thought for sure he was going to get the first down, but it looks like they're going to be just a yard short. And this is a big decision for Lamar. We've talked about the field position game. We've talked about taking the points as they come, and it looks like they're going to leave the offense out.
And that was Demings, the cornerback. Known for his coverage that time, saves the first down. Here's Lamar, 4th and 1. See if they just try to get the Jacks to jump. Play clock down to 2-1, and they will take the timeout. So
timeout.
Pete Rosamondo, I think,
charge of the first half.
seeing if they would jump, takes the timeout with 4:21 left, because you would think, man, this is kind of risky here late in the first half. And SFA get the ball to come out in the third quarter, they could go, 2 for 1 here, basically, if you give them the ball here on a short field.
Absolutely. And remember, Coleman has had some of the most bright spots for Lamar's offense, but they have not done just a ton outside of that. And so 4th and 1 is not a gimme. And again, a short field with an offense struggling as much as Lamar has so far, other than the one big play. A little bit surprising there to see them leave the offense out. Now, of course, obviously it ends up being because they just want to see if they can get a free one. If not, now they're going to bring the punter out.
Yeah, Lamar, 2 of 6 on third down so far this evening, 1 of 1 on 4th down. So they elect to kick it away here, and we'll put the defense out there. Bugs Mortimer waits back deep. 3 punt return touchdowns for the year. Line drive kick, short, bounces past him, and will roll down inside the 15. Great kick for Lamar. This will roll all the way down inside the 10 and finally come to a stop at the 7-yard line, as Mortimer can't get in front of that low line drive kick. And Lamar pins the Lumberjacks back inside their own 10-yard line with 4:05 to go. And now the SFA offense has to do its job here, because with 4 minutes left in the half, timeout situation, Lamar with just 1, SFA with 2 left. As the Cardinals just took their second one a moment ago. So the Jacks, they need a first down or 2 here. Otherwise, they give it back to Lamar with a chance for them to put points on the board here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, and again, this is a situation that you're going to have worked on all year, the 4-minute drill. Can you turn this thing out on the ground, pick up just enough first downs to keep it moving, and drain the rest of this clock out, hopefully finish with some points?
Here's Rutherford on the ground, slides to a stop at about the 15-yard line. Began the slide at the 13 is where they'll mark him down, but a good play on first down if you're the Lumberjack offense, as Rutherford gets about 6, second down and 4. And Lamar playing it heads up here defensively. They show pressure off the edge. And we'll see if it will come or not, as Ronnie Hamrick, basically a corner, a 5th defensive back or outside linebacker, shows pressure from the edge. Now he's going to pick up Kylan Harris, who motions across into the slot. Swing it out to Harris, trying to get a block. Gets 1, can't get the second. And the Cardinals will rally and force him out of bounds. A stop close to the 15-yard line. And the Jacks wanting to go tempo, I think.
Yeah, just a short gain there. And great job by Lamar's defense right there, keeping them to that short gain. Now you got 3rd and 4. This is going to be a big play, because if you're Lamar, you can get the ball back with enough time to get some points right before half.
They go power bunch here to the right side. Short set, Rutherford underneath, Blaine Green. Man misses. Green will have the first down as he is tackled at the 20-yard line. Just a little drag route over the middle. Green clears out and makes the catch. Rutherford puts it on him. 1st and 10, Lumberjacks at the 20.
Great effort by Green right here to break this tackle. If he goes down right there, Lamar's getting this ball back with a chance to score. Instead, he keeps fighting, and he ends up picking up the first down yardage.
And that tackle there by Kevin Thomas may have saved a huge play, because there was not much behind Thomas in the Lamar secondary if Green gets away there. Jacks run it on first down, bounce it out right side. Wembley just stringing it out, and finally forced out of bounds near the 24-yard line, but still a gain of 4. And a timeout, I think, Lamar.
The 2-minute timeout.
2-minute timeout. Okay, there we go. 2-minute timeout. We'll take it. 2 minutes to go first half. 13-7. SFA in front of the Cardinals here on Championship Saturday in Nacogdoches. Back with more on ESPN. A 13-7 lead over the Cardinals. Lumberjacks with the ball, looking at second down and about 6 deep their own into the field here at the 24-yard line. Gavin Rutherford, second week as the starting quarterback for the Lumberjacks. At the controls, wants to throw. Nobody open. Now he'll turn, run, downfield. Incomplete. And well covered downfield by the Cardinals as they were trying to go to Kylan Harris. But again, Christian Pugh, their strong safety, great coverage down there as he had Harris just blanketed.
And he did a great job of getting there as the ball gets there. That's an area right there where you see a lot of guys get there just a step too early and get an easy pass interference call, but he gets there just as the ball getting there, breaks it up. Just a perfect way to play it.
So third down and 6. Still a minute 53 now, so big down here for the Lumberjacks. 4-man rush. Rutherford flushed, will run. Breaks a tackle, dives forward, tripped up, dropped at the 32-yard line. And that is going to be a first down for the Lumberjacks as Gavin Rutherford does it with his legs. As SFA keeps the drive alive, keeps the clock moving, a minute 43 to go. As now they'll try to hurry things up. Rutherford again. Check it down, swing it out toward Wembley, incomplete. As when he turned around, he had a man right in his face. We'll see the replay here in a minute, but just, man, no time to react as he just got that one out of his hands because he knew one thing that would kill the drive is a sack. As boom, he gets pressure right there and throws it in the area of Wembley, incomplete, second down and 10.
And Lamar has done a great job of getting pressure with just their front 4 and even at times just their front 3. They have not had to bring pressure to put pressure on Rutherford.
Gavin again to throw. That one almost picked off as they jumped that one on the quick out toward Harris and unable to come up with it out along the sideline. Is that Hamrick?
That's Rankin.
Rankin? Couldn't tell if that was a 6 or an 8. That was Rankin. Man, would have been a huge play there for the Cardinals. SFA dodges a bullet. Now they look at third down and 10. Minute 31 left in the half. Cardinals will bring 3 this time. Rutherford stands, waits, delivers over the middle, complete. First down yardage out to the 45-yard line on the check down to Jarrell Wembley. As he'll pick up 12 and another Stephen F. Austin first down. Clock running, a minute 20 left here in the half. As Rutherford again sets, throws over the middle, some contact as Mortimer was coming, and there's the penalty flag. As you see everybody looking around, and I think Christian Pugh knew then that he had contacted Mortimer early because he threw his hands up like it wasn't me.
That's typically the sign that says, yeah, I did something wrong.
The officials all talk.
2 fouls on the play, 1 on each team. Holding, number 74, offense. Pass interference, defense, number 1. Penalties offset, replay, first down.
So they'll move it back to the 45-yard line, play it down first and 10. So Allegria, the hold for the Lumberjacks. Pugh penalized for the pass interference, which would have moved the ball down around the Lamar 40. So fortunate probably for the Cardinals that SFA guilty of a hold there. By the way, you look back out there at center. Back at center now is Jake Henry. We mentioned the revolving door. Henry's been in and out of the lineup, fighting an injury. Here's our inside give. Wembley out to about the 46. Not much there. SFA still with 2 timeouts. And really, I would think right now, not in a big interest to stop it, looking at second down and 9. They want to throw. Rutherford stands now, pressured, gets out of one, can't get away from the second man, and Rutherford will avoid a sack as he'll get positive yardage and get it to the 47, and there is a timeout. This one taken by the Cardinals, their final timeout.
Timeout. Lamar. Second charge of the first half, 30 seconds.
Because if you're Kobe Carthel right now, you go, well, you know, we got 40 seconds left in the half. We're not going to press the issue because we're going to get the ball back in the third quarter. Cardinals are thinking we're a play away from at least.
That is their third and final timeout of the first half. Lamar's third and final timeout.
Getting a chance to get the ball back here one final time in the first half.
Right, and I was curious to see if they put any more time back on the clock. I thought maybe they'd take it back to 46 seconds or something like that, but it looks like they're going to leave it at 42. But you're right. I mean, third and long right here is not a very advantageous spot for SFA's offense. So if you're Lamar, remember we talked about the punt returners for both of these teams. Maybe that's what you're really hoping for Lamar's. Can we just get one punt return and see if our explosive returner can make some magic happen before the half?
Well, they're only scorer offensively. They get the long touchdown run on the big explosive play, 54-yard touchdown run by McDowell, and that really has been it for them offensively. Lumberjacks have put 3 scoring drives together, settled for a field goal twice, lead at 13-7. They look at 3rd and 8 here. We'll run it. Wembley, outside left side, midfield, tackled at the midfield stripe, and they'll look at 4th and 5. Lamar without a timeout, and SFA really could run it out the half as they don't have to snap it.
And I think that's probably what they're going to do, but that's a good play to just – it took off just enough time to make it so that they could run this out.
And I think Carthel's going to run it down to like 2 seconds here and maybe call a timeout and then maybe throw a Hail Mary. I mean, what do you have to lose?
Well,
the lead.
Exactly.
I've seen it happen here before.
I have to. Coach Carthel's first year here at Stephen F. Austin, their only win that year, I guess they had 2 wins that year, Incarnate Word.
Yep.
Threw a Hail Mary that they didn't have to throw, and Alizé Ward picked it for a touchdown and ended up winning that game on just a freak deal. You never know when something like that in the process.
Here, that was the end of the game.
Yep.
Here, I think, to me, it's a little bit different situation. Yes, you have the potential to give up the lead, but you got 30 minutes left to play. The outcome of this one has not been decided. That play determined the outcome of the game.
When I was playing, my philosophy was the deepest man is the most open.
That's right.
So you're not going to convince me. Not going to take a lot to convince me to try this. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
That the other thing, 10 weeks into the year, you've practiced these plays where you throw it all over the place, all the laterals.
And you never do it.
Yeah, so why not? Here we go. Lamar puts 5 defenders back inside the 10-yard line. Rutherford drops. He gets, they don't throw a penalty flag on a hold. Deep pass down the field is picked off at the 9-yard line, and that's where the half will come to a close. So it goes an interception against Gavin Rutherford, as Lamar will get a pick, but get really nothing out of it, as that will end the half. 13-7, as Nicole will have Colby Carthel down on the sideline here in just a moment, but a good first half, really the kind of first half we thought it would be. Hard fought. I think Nicole's ready with the head coach.
Thanks, Rob. Coach, this is the closest conference game we've seen. What adjustments do you guys need to make to pull ahead or to take a bigger separation in the second half?
I think just continue doing what we're doing. We're controlling the game, I feel like. We obviously gave up. We busted a fifth there and gave up a long touchdown run, which we hadn't done all year. So got to fix that. Continue to play good against the run. Our ball control offense has been really good, putting points on the board or having a chance to ever drive. So just got to continue to do that the second half.
What's the message going to be in the locker room?
Finish. Just finish. I mean, we've done a great job putting ourselves in this situation. You got everything in front of you. Go finish.
Cool. Thanks, Coach. Guys, don't go anywhere. We have a fun interview coming up later in the half.
That's right. Chris Grant, Southland Conference Commissioner, will be here. We'll talk with him at the half. We've talked all about all these scenarios. We'll go into some depth here at halftime. Lumberjacks lead at 13-7 at the break. You're watching Southland Conference Football on ESPN. So, had a little difficulty there hearing Coach Rossimondo. So, Nicole right now gathering her notes on him, and she'll tell us what he talked to his team about coming up here in just a moment. But the Lumberjacks set to get the football here to open up things to start the third quarter of action here in Nacogdoches tonight. So a busy halftime there as Chris Grant, the Southland Conference Commissioner. And I'm assuming that I'll finish the game with you before I'm headed off to Plano as Lamar kicks this one into the end zone. And the Jacks will start with a touchback. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. When we look at the first half stats, not a ton going on and not a lot of difference. SFA outgained them 186 to 140. Lamar 101 yards on the ground on 14 carries, but a big chunk of that came on the one touchdown run by McDowell. 54 yards of that rushing total came on that one play for Lamar. So other than that, Jackson kept them pretty well bottled up. And the Lumberjack offense, you heard Colby Carthel going in at halftime, gave themselves chances to score on, 3 of their 4 possessions in that first half.
Yeah, and the other thing he said was ball control. So you could tell that was the plan coming into it. They've kept it on the ground as much as they can. I expect the same here in the second half. Ball control on the ground. Try to shorten this second half.
And they come out, throw it on first down. And they throw it incomplete, out of bounds. It looked like Blaine Green ran a little bit deeper. Rutherford throws the out. And you can interpret body language. Rutherford right there was saying to himself, you're supposed to break that out 12 yards deep.
Sometimes those receivers just get in the mind of their own.
So Rutherford set to go here on 2nd down and 10. Empty backfield. Lamar coming off the edge. They rush 4. Rutherford steps underneath, has a lot of green grass. Gavin Rutherford doesn't slide this time. He goes down after he's knocked down at the SFA 46-yard line. A run of 21 yards for Gavin Rutherford. 1st and 10, Stephen F. Austin.
And that has been both offenses' bread and butter, is the quarterback run. Gavin Rutherford right there, obviously, with the big one. But we saw Coleman with some big runs, especially on 3rd down to extend drives for Lamar. Those two guys have really kept these offenses going.
Run by the running back this time as Wembley will push the pile forward for a yard. As Wembley in the first half for SFA, 13 carries, 45 yards and a touchdown. Rutherford 7 carries, 39 yards, added 21 there just a moment ago. And it's 2nd down and 9 for the Lumberjacks. Rutherford to pass again. Deep out open, Whalen catch. 1st down, Stephen F. Austin. Lamar territory as he goes out of bounds at the Cardinal 37-yard line. So first possession, 3rd quarter, SFA mixing it up and moving it down the field now with a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, a really good balanced attack. We talked about that a little bit in the first half, and then you heard Coach Carthel talk about ball control. Well, you can't run the ball every single down, unfortunately, so you got to be a little bit more balanced, and right there with a good completion to Whalen on the sideline.
So here we go, Rutherford 1st and 10. Little speed sweep, Blaine Green. The Cardinals do a tremendous job of just flattening out, pushing that to the sideline, and Green will go down, tackle for a loss back to the 41-yard line, a loss of about 4 yards. As Nicole back on our sideline now. And Nicole, if you got a quick chance here after this play, we'll let you tell us what Pete Rosamondo had to tell his team in the locker room at halftime. So 2nd down and 13 here after this one down to Nicole. As Rutherford will look at an empty set here. As the Jacks will try to get back in position here to keep the drive alive. 2nd and 14. On the out, caught Harris and steps out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Nicole, what did Coach Rosamondo have for the Cardinals?
Yeah, thanks, Rob. So as you said, just caught up with Lamar's head coach at the half. And despite trailing 13-7, he was upbeat about the way his team competed through the first 2 quarters. He called it a great first half between 2 good teams, but emphasized they cannot turn over the ball in a game this tight. Coach also stressed that this is going to be a full quarter football game, and his message to the team in the locker room is to settle in, protect the football, and finish. Rob?
Finish. Both teams. Here's Rutherford, 3rd and long, flushed out of the pocket. Rutherford forced to the sideline, hit out of bounds. Officials there, and Rutherford forced out of bounds near the line of scrimmage and apparently contacted inbound, so no penalty flags there. So 4th and about 10, maybe 11 for the Lumberjacks, and a long field goal attempt here for SFA. This will be a 56-yarder. is Jacob Hand, who was good from 54 yards earlier this year for SFA, on to attempt this one. Had a long of 54 a couple of weeks ago.
And the wind has mostly died down, so he's got a pretty good shot at it here.
Tremendous length on this kick. His hand would have been good from 64, and Jacob Hand. How about a hand for him? As Hand converts 50-plus, two 50-plus yard field goals on the season for the kickoff specialist as Hand converts 16-7. Lumberjacks. Let's take another look at this. Is that right downtown? Wow. Are they filling these things up with helium? Hand would have been good from 65. Jacks lead 16-7. Timeout on the field. Back with more on ESPN. Jacob Hand kicks this one down to the 1. Lumberjacks downfield to cover it, and we talked about it earlier. Those kicks that don't sail into the end zone for a touchback by design. Lumberjacks downfield to cover it, and they'll pin Lamar at the 11. Jacob Hand, phenomenal kick a moment ago going to the break. 56-yard field goal. He's got a 54-yarder to 56-yarder. Yeah, that was phenomenal.
That was unbelievable. It would have been good. Yeah, I mean, 64, maybe even 66, 67. I mean, it hit the top of those white tents behind the field goal post.
And has been a phenomenal waiter for us at a local place here on Wednesdays. Kickers have to work in their spare time.
That's right.
1st and 10, Lamar here from their own 11. As they'll motion them out, swing it out, little flanker screen. Jacks come downhill and break up that screen, and that's Mayo in for the tackle. Had an interception in the first half. Stops that one after a gain of about 7. 2nd down and 3 now. Cardinals, Robert Coleman, 7 of 10, 39 yards, 1 interception, but got a lot of work done with his legs. 4 carries, 31 yards for Coleman. His best night running the football so far this year for the Cardinals. They'll run it here. Nowhere to go. Second effort, though. McDowell this time gets it back to the line of scrimmage. He looked like he was going to be stopped for a loss of 2, and he'll hold that one to no gain. And now Lamar looks at 3rd down and 3 as Jacks fit that run front there a little bit better.
Yeah, really McDowell did a great job of turning this into a positive play right there. That's a 3-yard loss, but it's his effort, his ability to keep his balance and keep his feet driving that keep this in that 3rd manageable situation.
Eli Fields was right there and was going to drop that back around the 15-yard line, but this is a big play for the Cardinals. 3rd down and 3. SFA defense rushes 4. Coleman steps up. He's hit in the pocket, now rolls out. Sets again, gives up some more ground, hit at the goal line, throws it away, incomplete. And he is slow to get up as Coleman took a big hit. And Coleman gets up, holding that left arm. And it is, those typically don't look good. You see him kind of bounced around there. Victor Duce continues to give chase. And then he gets hit hard. That was Lawate Jerkin, who hits him right on the shoulder. That did not look good for the Lamar quarterback. And during that last time out, we were watching here along the SFA sideline because we saw Gavin Rutherford, after he was run out of bounds on the Lamar sideline, he kind of limped back across the field. And we saw JT Kitna warming up here along the SFA sideline. Here's a kick down toward Mortimer, fielded on a bounce. Trying to get away from one man, does. Gets a block, midfield, Mortimer, 30-yard line, gets a block at the 25 and bugs Mortimer. Flips the field for SFA as he gets this one all the way back down inside the Cardinal 25-yard line.
And that was just a phenomenal return. They've been doing these low line drive kicks all night, trying to make it so Bugs can't catch it clean and get a return. But right there, he manages to get it clean. And once he makes the first guy miss, he is very, very difficult to bring down in the open field.
So he gives the Lumberjacks back a short field. And it is Sam Vidlak, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It is Vidlak who comes out. He did not practice Thursday in shorts and a T-shirt. He'd been kind of nursing a sore shoulder. And we'll try to find out as Nicole will try to find out what's wrong with Gavin Rutherford. But Vidlak comes on, and he will give it inside. And now the question will be, how limited is he? As Vidlak back out there gives it to Reese for a gain of about 2. And it's 2nd and 8 from the 23-yard line. Vidlak on the year, 65% completion percentage, almost 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the season. And he'll wing it out right side. Kylan Harris makes a man miss, and Kylan down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, 1st and 10. I guess the shoulder's okay.
Yeah, looked great on that throw. Kind of easing himself into it with a short throw, but Kylan does the rest on the ground after the catch, and now it looks like Lamar's got a guy down.
Yep, so the Cardinals with an injured defender, and this one looks like a cramp as his mates in the secondary just start to stretch out before the trainers get there. And the trainers are running out going, no, don't touch him.
Recognized injury for the defense was after the ball was set. By rule, Lamar is charged their first timeout of the second half. Timeout on the field.
And we'll take it as well. 9 minutes to go. 3rd quarter, 16-7. SFA on the move. That ball wasn't set. The kid was down, but they didn't figure it out until apparently they had it set. So 1st and 10, Lumberjacks put a timeout. 9:01 to go. Back with more on ESPN. 9:01 to go, 3rd quarter. 1st and 10. Cardinals get charged with a timeout there. Sam Vidlak now on in relief of Gavin Rutherford. Sam wants to throw late over the middle, and that one broken up, thrown in the area of Kylan Harris, who was double covered there, and coming back in now is Gavin Rutherford. So if Sam comes out, he comes on in relief there, and that one not thrown with quite as much zip as we normally saw with Vidlak.
Yeah, he's not a guy that has thrown a lot of interceptions in his career. That's a ball that we don't typically see him throw. If we do, he normally puts it in the right position. You can see the shoulder bothering him. That one not even close.
Rutherford back out there running as he'll keep it and gets it down to about the 9. And SFA will look at 3rd down now and a full 5 yards here for the Lumberjacks. As the offense, Colby Carthel said to Nicole as he went in at halftime, what were the last 2 words he said? Finish.
Right.
Jack settled for a 50-plus yard field goal on their first possession in the 3rd quarter. And right now you get to start to get the sense that if they can finish a drive, it would be a huge step toward winning this game here against the Cardinals.
Yeah, and remember, as we're talking about quarterbacks being hurt, we saw Lamar's quarterback Coleman go down that last drive. It looked like a serious shoulder or upper body injury as well. So this could be a war of attrition here coming down the stretch.
Here to the end zone, Gavin Rutherford, and the Lumberjacks finish as he gets really a lead block from Ademo, the tight end, and Gavin Rutherford untouched into the end zone, and SFA finishes a drive. And they have stretched the lead now with 8 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
And just a great job by Gavin, being patient, letting Ademo get out there, get that block. And then once he gets that block, you see him pick up another one, and he just walks into the end zone untouched.
Ademo gets out there in front of him, turns around and looks over his shoulder like, come on, you coming?
I think he was thinking, throw me the ball and let me get one of these touchdowns.
So the Lumberjacks into the end zone as they await the extra point now. And Jacob Hand said, that's far too close for me to kick one. But Alvarado handled it. He knocks it through. And the Lumberjacks stretch the lead now. 23-7, 8:04 to go. We got another timeout here on the field. 3rd quarter action. Lumberjacks trying to remain perfect in the Southland Conference. They lead 23-7 over the Lamar Cardinals. Southland football returns after this on ESPN. 23-7 Lumberjacks as Gavin Rutherford, who left the field for a few plays. Sam Vidlak comes on in relief, completes a pass, keeps the drive alive. And then Rutherford returns. They run basically a quarterback sweep with a lead blocker from the tight end. Well designed. And Rutherford completes the drive, and the Lumberjacks now lead 23-7. As we'll find out here in a moment if Robert Coleman will return. Aiden McCown, we talked about it when we began. We thought we would see 2 quarterbacks by design. Probably, Pete Rossamato hoping he would be forced into it. But Aiden McCown has appeared in 9 games, thrown for almost 1,000 yards. He's also rushed for another 160-plus yards. As Hand sails this one 2 yards deep, they'll come out at the 10. Hit, breaks a tackle out to the 20 and drop there as the Cardinals return one from 2 yards deep, trying to make something happen. Good coverage downfield, holds them at the 20-yard line. Cardinals will start out there 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line, and we'll find out if it's Coleman or Aiden McCown, the sophomore from Rusk, Texas. And when you hear that name McCown in East Texas, there's a long line of quarterbacks coming out of the East Texas area. Here's another one. Aiden McCown. As Cade McCown, you know, I think there are 3 brothers, and this is the 2nd generation now,
right,
of McCowns. And he is out of Rusk and a sophomore here playing for the Lamar Cardinals. So 1st and 10 now. McCown at the controls. Short set, pulls it down. Flushed, still looking to throw, and then will bench this one as he had nobody out open and nowhere to go with it. As the Lumberjacks did a good job. They're getting a great push and just really good discipline. There's Aiden McCown, his numbers, 63% completion, almost 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Yeah, and both teams doing a fantastic job of getting pressure on the quarterback with just their front 4, sometimes even just their front 3. They're not having to bring extra guys from the 2nd level to get pressure on the opposing quarterback.
2nd down and 10 now here for the Cardinals, and they'll run it inside. And not much there. In fact, no gain, I don't believe, as the Lumberjacks wrap it up, push it back, and there again is Victor Aduse at the bottom of the pile.
And Coleman was having a great night on the ground, and that was really more or less the only kind of consistent offense Lamar could get going. We talked about McCowan coming into this game. We thought he might be the more mobile of the 2. We expected to see him. We haven't seen him until tonight. Can he get his legs going and pick up where Coleman left off?
Michael Woods out there right now in the middle of that defense is a middle linebacker here. Jacks blitz it inside, and that was actually Kai Thomas applying early pressure, and now McCown's pass dumped out and incomplete, intended for the running back, McDowell. And it's 4th and 9, and the Cardinals will have to punt. And Bugs Mortimer waits back deep to receive this here for the Lumberjacks. And they have tried to keep it away from him. The last one he fielded on a bounce and had a great return to set up the Lumberjacks on a short field.
Yeah, both teams with explosive punt return threats in the back there. So you've seen both teams try to keep it away from him. Here again, another one of those low line drives to try and keep it so the Bugs can't catch it.
And this one downfield, I don't think it hit anybody, but man, that thing was head high. And that's one that you're hoping that if you're the coverage team or the punt return team, that you just hope everybody gets out of the way. And apparently it's untouched and will be down there by the Cardinals. So the Lumberjacks, good field position, take over at their own 41-yard line. As you see Gavin Rutherford in that huddle there for SFA. Out for a play or two, back in there now at quarterback, and a touchdown run a moment ago for him to cap that scoring drive for the Lumberjacks. As he is back to work there with Wembley in the backfield with him. LeVar Lindo now at tight ends, flips over there to the top of the screen. 2 receivers out wide of him. And they'll run it that way to the power side. Wembley with a little crease. Wembley across midfield and all the way down to the Lamar 47-yard line. And Wembley will pick up 13 yards as they give him the 46-yard line on that carry. And Wembley with one of his better carries of the night.
Yeah, and again, it's a war of attrition. At this point, that defense for Lamar is getting worn out. They have been on the field a lot. Time of possession is beginning to get skewed the SFA way. So you can see hands on hips for that Lamar defense. They're getting tired, and now it's not going to be surprising if you see some more of those big runs up the middle.
Yeah, and the thing that, we didn't talk about it a moment ago when it happened, but early on we talked about, the first one to 21. Well, here we are at 23-7, and man, more points here really makes it an uphill battle for the Cardinals. Little play action, quick slant, broke it up, and falls incomplete. As Rutherford, he was trying to hit a seam route. I think it was Whalen that he was trying to go to, and that ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like McKinney, the linebacker for Lamar, got his hand up and tipped that ball. For a moment, I thought he caught it before it hit the ground, but they ruled it incomplete.
Yep. Darren Wianco back at center. As you see him there over the ball. Jacks have rotated him, and Jake Henry have both seen time at center. Rutherford on the out, caught. Whalen has first down yardage. A trio of Cardinals there hold him up, trying to strip it. As Whalen will hang on. His grandfather played at Stephen F. Austin even before I was here, which is a long time ago. I'm not sure when his pops played here, but a while back. 1st and 10. So I'm trying to get out of that as delicately as I can. 1st and 10 here, Lumberjacks at the 35-yard line. As they'll run it up the gut at the 30 and down there. And Colby Carthel talked at halftime about ball control, and SFA has done that certainly here in the third quarter as they've added to their lead now and lead 23-7, and they're just kind of grinding this thing out.
Yeah, doing a great job of maintaining balance. Even though they want to run the ball as much as they can, shorten this second half by keeping on the ground, they are working hard to maintain that balance, throwing the ball when they have to pick up first downs like that one to Whalen.
Lamar was showing pressure out of the slot. Lumberjacks adjust the formation. Pressure comes anyway. Keeper, Rutherford, runs behind the second level, and he will be marked down at the 34, which looked like really kind of a bad spot for him. It looked like he got to the 25-yard line. Instead, they mark him down at the 26 is what I should have said. A yard short, 3rd down and 1. Direct snap, Wildcat, first down Lumberjacks as they just push the pile forward down to about the 23-yard line. A helmet comes rolling out of the stack. Fortunately, no one's head's in it. Darren Wianco will get up and say, "Where's my hat?" He'll have to come out. And Jake Henry will come back in at center here for the Lumberjacks.
And Rutherford on that last run got up a little bit slower. Remember, he came out earlier with what appeared to be a little bit of an injury. Vidlak goes in, and then Rutherford comes back. This is a big drive for Stephen F. Austin because it would not shock me a bit if they managed to finish this one in the end zone and take a commanding lead. Do they pull both of those guys out and let J.T. Kitna finish this game with two of their first two quarterbacks dealing with some injuries? Do you want to get them out as soon as possible?
Little jet sweep again, broken up there by Hamrick for the Cardinals, as 2 negative plays here in the third quarter for Stephen F. Austin, and both of them on that jet sweep coming from left to right as Hamrick breaks that one up, and that's a loss of about 8. And it's 2nd down and 18 here. As you see the tackles for a loss leaders, Ronnie Hamrick right up there among them. Bubble screen off the hands of Kylan Harris as Harris looked around and watches that one fall out of bounds, incomplete. So 3rd and long now for the Lumberjacks. And Jacob Hand somewhere licking his chops, because this perhaps gives him another opportunity for another long field goal here. But 3rd down and 18 for the Lumberjacks. Connected on 56 from 56 yards a bit earlier. Here's Jenkins. Left side, gets it down inside the 25-yard line to the 24. Still well short of the yardage needed. Gets about 7. And that will bring up 4th and 11. And with that gain, Alvarado comes out, and I believe the official said timeout.
He did say injury timeout, but the injured player got up and jogged off on his own, so okay. I don't think it's going to hold.
Yeah. So the Lumberjacks, they'll reset the play clock now, and Alvarado will come out and attempt a 42-yarder, which would be, what, the 4th field goal of the night for the Lumberjacks. Alvarado with 2, Jacob Hand with the 56-yarder a moment ago, which was the 2nd longest in Lumberjack history and the longest since 1991. Which 91, that would have been Ryan Rossner. Speaking of a long time ago.
I was going to say I was not around.
No, that wouldn't have been Rossner. Rossner was 99. Here's, I get my 9s mixed up. Here's a long one, Alvarado, and he misses wide left. So the Lumberjacks, for the first time, don't convert on a field goal try tonight as Alvarado hooked that one wide left. His first miss of the season as he's now 9 of 10. And the Lumberjacks will give the ball on downs after the missed field goal to the Cardinals 24-7 or 23-7 with 2:40 left here in the third quarter. And the Cardinals just looking for some offense. Everything was kind of even in the first half. Jacks had 186 yards of offense, Cardinals with 140, but this third quarter has really been all SFA.
Yeah, but what a massive stop for Lamar's defense. I know it's still the third quarter, but with the third quarter fixing the end coming into the fourth quarter at 23-7, if you're Lamar, you've got to start getting back in this game. That is a big, big stop for their defense.
Gown handoff to McDowell, and he will just get back to the line of scrimmage as Kai Thomas and Ed Bobineau and several other Duce in the middle of that as well. And there was nowhere to run inside that time for the Lumberjacks. You're just filling all the gaps. So if you want to find a lane, you're going to have to bounce it outside. As McDowell will come out. He's got the biggest play of the night for the Cardinals. Their lone score of the night, 54-yard touchdown run. As he's out. And McCown waits the snap here on 2nd and 10. Set, look, now scrambling around, looking for somewhere to go. Runs it, slides to a stop at the 26-yard line. As it looked like Southern was coming in there to put a shoulder on him. And McCown just slides underneath it. 3rd and 8. Now for the Cardinals.
And Stephen F. Austin's defensive line just makes it so hard for opposing offense because you try to run the ball as Lamar has all night, and they are so good at stopping the run with just those front guys, letting those linebackers come in and clean it up, that you really never get anything going. But then you see there, you try to drop back and pass. They bring no extra guys in yet with just those front four. They manage to move you. They manage to flush you out of the pocket, and you just can't operate.
And false start. We're going to have a penalty flag against the Cardinals.
Number 74, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Okay, 3rd down and 8 here. Penalty flag on the field. Quickly, Nicole down on the sideline.
Yeah, you see Aiden McCowan is out here in the second half. Football runs deep in his family. His brother is the starting quarterback at UTSA. And of course, his dad, Josh McCowan, is an 18-year NFL veteran who played for 12 franchises after starring at SMU and Sam Houston. After wrapping up his playing career and a brief stint as an analyst, he moved into coaching and is now the quarterback's coach for the Minnesota Vikings, taking that role in 2024. To add to that, 2 of Aiden's uncles were also D1 quarterbacks as well. One played at Texas A&M and the other played at Louisiana Tech. The one that played at Louisiana Tech also played in the NFL. Rob?
Yep. They were everywhere. It seems like the McCowns you turn over a rock and there was a quarterback.
Yeah.
His last name was McCown. Jacksonville. All those guys. They were just phenomenal athletes. And McCown, great career. Aiden McCown's dad, Josh, turned it into a fantastic NFL career.
My offensive coordinator, my 3rd and 4th year, Matt Kubik, told me one time I tried to throw a very poor throw. And he said, the only guy I've ever seen be able to do that because he played at Louisiana Tech is Luke McCowan, and you are not Luke McCowan, so don't do that again.
3rd here as McCown will try to convert on 3rd. Long, the quick end to the tight end, and he is hammered down. As the big hit there for the Lumberjacks secondary. But that was Woods, I believe, the linebacker, who delivered the blow. And it goes for a minimal gain. That's just 2 big men running one another there.
I was going to say.
As the tight end, that was Hyder, who picks up his 3rd catch of the night, but takes the price for it. Corey Hyder, 6'3", 255 pounds, transfer from he's out of Woodville, UT San Antonio transfer, but again, 3 catches tonight. Had 2 early and that one there, and takes a big shot. High punt this time, and Mortimer has to call for a fair catch at the 40-yard line. He'll make it cleanly, and at the end of the third quarter, SFA is going to get the ball, leading 23-7. 15 minutes remain in this one as the Lumberjacks 15 minutes away from claiming their first Southland Conference title under Colby Carthel. Back with the final 15 minutes after this on ESPN. 15 minutes remain in this one. Band's getting all primed up as they get ready to play the fight song here. The Lumberjacks try to get this one home. They lead it 23-7 over the Lamar Cardinals. SFA with a chance here to try to run some time off the clock. Pitch it to Mortimer, coming right, but the Cardinals sniff that one out as they get 5 defenders out on the edge of the defense. And Bugs Mortimer, another tackle for a loss here for the Lamar Cardinals. And that's the one. Lumberjacks have had some success running it kind of between the tackles, but those things where they're stretching it to the outside, the chances of getting it to the edge on Lamar have been few and far between.
Yeah, Lamar just with too much speed on that defense to really live on the edges. You said it. I mean, every time Stephen F. Austin has tried to get out there, they've been beaten. It's only been between the tackles that they've had success on the ground.
Swing it out to Mortimer this time on a little flanker screen. Makes some guys miss and bugs Mortimer down the sideline. Gets tripped up from behind, and they're going to say Mortimer down at the Lamar 48-yard line, and Bugs Mortimer on his own will pick up the first down there on that flanker screen. As you watch it here.
Just a great effort. They've got him. They've got him, and yet he manages to make some guys miss, break through some arm tackles, and then that trip right there saves. Probably a game-ending touchdown.
Yep, because Mortimer was off to the races if they missed there. 1st and 10, though, Lumberjacks. They keep the drive alive. This time they bounce it outside on the ground game, and that is Reese. No, that was Reese bouncing outside that time, and Richard Reese. Another gain of 11 yards for the Lumberjacks.
And Reese was kind of the big play back early in the year for Stephen F. Austin, but he likes to bounce it out a little bit too much. The coaching staff really wanted him to work on staying inside, getting his shoulders down, running between the tackles, so we haven't seen as much of him later down the stretch, but right there, bouncing it outside worked to great effect.
They send Blaine Green alone to the right side as the Lumberjacks look at 1st and 10 here, and they'll keep it on the ground inside with Reese. And he finds a little crease, and it does not take him long to get into the hole. Man, when you get him going downhill, he's quick to get in there, and that time he picks up about 5 yards.
Yeah, I think he's probably the most explosive of the backs that the Jacks have used all year.
He gets stays in the huddle here as, again, SFA starts to take some time. And they look at 2nd down and 6 here. As again, the clock starting to become their ally. Here's a little sweep coming left. Reese turns it up, gets down to about the 30. Trying to get a little kick out there from Henry. As they'll pick up about 3 more and look at 3rd down and 3. As we head down the stretch here, again, FCS playoffs. Everybody looking at things here on this Saturday night. A lot of finals already today in FCS football. One Southland game just underway. Cowboys of McNeese. Lamar will see them next week. Big rivalry game for those two. About 45 minutes apart. Beaumont and Lake Charles. We'll get to talk a little bit more about the playoff picture coming up. Jacks swing it out right side. Will have the first down on the catch. And it looked like that Mortimer slipped down, and I think his knee went down before any contact was made, but he had the first down yardage at about the 26-yard line, and they'll move the chains again. Nope, they will move them 1st and 10.
Yeah, they showed 4th down on the yard box originally, but like you, I thought with the forward progress, he picked up the first down, but it was close.
Mortimer comes out now. Jacks change personnel. Again, taking a little time here. 1st and 10. Jacks again started this drive with 15 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Here's Jenkins bouncing it out right, gets a block down the sideline, and Jalen Jenkins down inside the 20, out of bounds at the 13-yard line. And SFA just starting to kind of wear them down, starting to get bigger and bigger gains on the ground. And as this clock continues to run, the Lamar defense is just going to grow more and more tired.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Stephen F. Austin has just run it. They've stayed committed to running it, even when they haven't had some success early on. They've stayed committed, worn this defense down. Lamar's offensive struggles have also led to the time of possession coming in the favor of Stephen F. Austin. So you can see now these gashes are starting to occur because Lamar is just worn down on this side of the ball.
Rutherford with time. Now the pocket collapses. He's hit. Gavin stays on his feet, though, and battles his way back to the 15-yard line to lessen the loss. But he'll still lose a couple back to the 15-yard line, and that'll go down as the first sack given up tonight by this Lumberjack offensive line. As Rutherford just kind of held that one a half a count too long. Allowed him to get there. You mentioned time of possession, SFA. The time of possession was fairly even in the first half. Now the edge, 26 minutes for the Lumberjacks, 18 and a half here. As Rutherford checked off, looked, pulled it down, and then he ran out of time. There was nowhere to go. As the Cardinals end up getting the sack. Here's SFA on 2nd and long. Run it down to the 15-yard line. Coaches have always said any series that ends with a kick is usually a good thing. And the Lumberjacks, I would think right now, Carthel just saying, hey, if it's there, you can try it. If not, eat it. We'll take the 3.
Yeah, that sack was a good decision. He wanted to force one over the middle. He pumped it. That's where he was going to go, but he made a great decision to pull it down. And sometimes, like you say, a 2-yard sack is better than a pick going the other way.
So here's 2nd down now and about 12, or 3rd down and 12. Rutherford, short set, looks left to the end zone. Overthrows everybody down there and incomplete. Again, if it's there, go for it. If it's not, throw it away. That's what they do. Cardinals have a man go down. And the Lumberjacks were getting ready to send the field goal team out there. And Lamar will stop the clock here for an injury timeout with 8:40 left here in the fourth quarter. And we'll take it as well. 8:40 to go, 23-7. Lumberjacks trying to add 3 more when we return after this on ESPN. So Stephen F. Austin with 8:40 left here in the fourth quarter, as they've taken, 6 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock here to start the fourth quarter, and a chance to add 3 more points to their lead now as Alvarado is on once again. This is a kick from right in the middle of the field. Be a 33-yarder from the middle of the field. Missed on his last attempt a moment ago. And if you're watching here, you'll be able to tell right away whether or not this one's any good or not. Even we could call that. That one looks good. As Alvarado knocks that one through and the Lumberjacks extend the lead, we will take a timeout. Here is the Jacks extend the lead, 26-7, 8:36 to go. Timeout. Back with more after this on ESPN.
Okay.
Lumberjacks with the lead as SFA has done, I really think what they've set out to do is Kobe Carthel just wanted to control the football and end up putting points on the board in any way, shape, or form as this kick sails into the end zone for a touchback. 11 plays, 45 yards, 6 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock. 33-yard field goal caps it for the Lumberjacks, and they have stretched things out. Southland Conference trying to put 3 teams in the FCS playoffs. You look at the resumes here. Lamar right now, this game tonight, they were battling for a chance for an automatic bid. As a win, they were trying to win this thing outright. A win over the Lumberjacks tonight, unless they can rally here in the final 8 minutes. That perhaps by the boards, but still a chance for them to get into the FCS playoffs with an at-large, as they could pick up win number 9 next week over the Cowboys of McNeese, who were out to an early 10-0 lead over UT Rio Grande Valley. Lumberjacks all over Aiden McCown there. As that will go down as a tackle for a loss. Chris, and Lumberjacks with another tackle for a loss. A loss of 3 on that one as McCown goes down. And everybody, Philip Bradford, Cowboys, and Kai Thomas among the conference leaders there. As that time it was Southern and others in on the stop. Southern leading, as I said last night, Gerald Colonel leading the free world in block shots. Southern apparently leading the free world in tackles. Over 100 on the season for the Lumberjacks. 2nd and 12 now. McCown, bubble screen. Blockers out in front. Cardinals, Big play, first down, out to the 40. The pile keeps moving. And finally out beyond the 40 and down to the 40, 1 or 2 yard line. Go the Cardinals, their biggest play of the second half.
Yeah, I mean, they've really struggled getting anything going in the second half offensively. That a bright spot there with that tunnel screen that ends up being a big play.
Southern again leading the conference, over 100 tackles this season. McCown flushed, has some room now, dodges a man, and just ducks underneath Eli Fields there. And McCown will go down. Positive play for him as he gets it up near midfield out to about the 48-yard line. As the Cardinals just trying to get something going here. Keep hope alive. I mean, they can still, they could make this, an 11-point game with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So it's all not lost yet, but they've got to get something going here quickly. Here's a burst up the middle. That play perhaps they were looking for is as Bowden this time, his biggest run of the night, into the secondary, all the way down to the SFA 36-yard line as the Jacks have a player slow to get up.
I believe that's Mayo.
Yep, and he will come out as he was slow to get up. Yep, he was down. You can see him right there, and I don't know if it was head or shoulder, but he was slow to get up. The official pointing at him, and he was coming off the field one way or the other. He gets up and jogs off. 1st and 10 now, Cardinals, as they get a little something going here offensively. Down at the controls now. Coleman knocked out early third quarter. He holds his ground. Ball came free. He gets it back somehow as it came right back to him. And he goes down at the 40, and a late penalty flag came in from the line judge.
Yeah, I didn't see any hands to the face or anything like that.
Personal foul, face mask, number 99,
Okay.
defense. Penalty is 15 yards added to the end of the play. Includes an automatic first down.
So Victor Aduse, there were the hands to the face. As you see again, here's McCown. Ball gets knocked free. Boom, just slips out of his hands actually, and there's the face mask. Yep, that's a face mask.
Well, when you slow it down.
We were screened off. It was hard to see. So 1st and 10 now at the 21. This working with pictures thing's a lot easier.
Exactly.
1st and 10 now. McCown again looks to pass. Comes underneath. Second man complete. Down to the 10. Pushed out outside the 5. As Aaron Austin, the defensive end, drops into coverage and ends up making the tackle there for the Lumberjacks. Pretty versatile when your defensive end can drop out in the flat, and chase them down and push them out of bounds 10 yards downfield. Cardinals quickly. Bowden hit from behind. As
I think that's Mayo again.
Yep, he was back out there. Mayo with the tackle there. Stops him for a short gain down to the 5.
And just a great play. He comes off the edge. He has to chase it all the way down from the backside and ends up just grabbing the shoestrings. But if he doesn't make that tackle, there is a hole there. Hole. It's probably a touchdown.
So 2nd down and goal now for the Cardinals. And, you as much as they still have a chance, but they got to hurry. Still huddling up, taking a lot of time here. Clock running, 4:45 to go. 26-7, Cardinals down. Aiden McCown wants to throw. Comes off back to the right, has a man caught down inside the 1-yard line. Coming back, came back to his tight end, but unable to fall into the end zone, as that's Morgan Sampson with the catch. And the Cardinals will try to punch one in here. Clock still running, 4:20 to play. McCown, give it inside, touchdown Lamar. As they'll get their 2nd rushing touchdown of the night, Xavier Coleman with the rushing touchdown. And with 4:14 to left, you would think Lamar will go for 2 here.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to set something up.
And they're going to have to call the timeout. Play clock is running, still 18 to go, but they got some time. They're just a little late getting personnel out there. And now they get the play clock gets reset to 25 for some reason, but so now they got all kinds of time. So McCown, fake it, pitch it, end around, and they're going to walk this in. 2-point conversion is good for the Cardinals. So when you thought they might be down and out, they bring it back to an 11-point game, 2-possession game here. 26-15. As we get a timeout on the field. Timeout. Cardinals cut the lead. 26-15, 4:14 to go. Back with more on ESPN. Cut this lead. The 2-point conversion is good. So an 8-point trip down the field that time for the Cardinals, but they end up taking a lot of time off the clock. Here's the onside attempt. Well, it's just a pooch kick. Jacks will fair catch it as Bugs Mortimer in the right place. Fair catch made at the 38-yard line as Woodard, the kicker, just tried to place that one, drop it in over the first line, and Woodard unable to put it out of reach of Mortimer, who makes the fair catch, and the offense will get a relatively short field here for the Lumberjacks, starting out at their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, and that kind of surprised me. You know, I'm thinking if you're going to do an onside, do an onside right there. You don't get a great chance at a realistic opportunity to get it, but also you give this offense a very short field, an offense that has been struggling the last 2 drives, really.
Yeah, well, but they took 6 minutes off the clock to start the quarter.
Right.
And if you're the Cardinals, that's, you know, you can't. Here's a great chance now for the Lumberjacks with a couple of first downs to end the ball game. 4:09 left as they take over. They'll run it on first down for a short gain, a couple. And that's exactly what Lamar did to Southeastern last week. They take over with about 4 minutes to go in a 14-12 game, and Southeastern couldn't get them off the field. And the Cardinals right now defensively need a stop to try to prevent this SFA train to you know, it continues to roll. They're on their way perhaps to ride a 10-game win streak into the playoffs. And a flag will stop this play here.
False start, number 4. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Kylan Harris, a false start. So that'll move them back 5 yards. But as I mentioned, a chance for them to ride a 10-game win streak into the postseason. They lost their first 2 at FBS Houston to open the year. Then went to Abilene, take on Abilene Christian, one of the better teams in the United Athletic Conference, lose a close one out there. And then since then have just gotten better, it seems, each week as the season has gone by. The offense has gotten more settled. The defense continued to play well. And a chance to ride a 10-game win streak. Cardinals blow up that one. Tackle for a loss behind the line of scrimmage there for the Cardinals. As Wembley gets knocked down. And Lamar, I think, is going to take their last time out.
And the most impressive thing about Stephen F. Austin really has been they've been able to do it a multitude of ways.
Timeout. Lamar, 3rd and final. Charge timeout of the second half. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 3 minutes, 2 seconds. 3:02, please.
We've seen them play games like this where it's ground and pound, run it out as much as you can, but we've seen them have explosive, high-octane games as well. So they've kind of been able to win a multitude of ways, which I know is another thing when you're talking about playoff football that is good to have, to be able to know that, hey, we've got the ability to win whatever game we get into.
Yeah, you know, as the old adage, you know, offense is going to put people in the seats, but defense is going to win championships. And come November into December, those teams that are playing best defensively give themselves, quite frankly, the best chance to advance in the FCS playoffs, because once it starts that weekend after Thanksgiving, things are going to get real quickly for a lot of these teams. So 3rd down and about 17 here for the Lumberjacks. They'll run it out beyond the 30 to the 32-yard line. Lamar cannot stop the clock, and SFA can run this down to about 2.5 minutes before they punt it away.
Yeah, and Lamar's going to have the 2-minute timeout in their favor to help him out. Other than that, no timeouts. You're going to have to get on the gas and try to score quickly, and then it's going to be a game of, you know, onside kicks.
Just the second punt of the night for the Lumberjacks. The first one was a 40-yarder. And this one, I would think that they'll try to keep this one away from Kendon Fusilier. Fusilier on the year, tremendous punt returner. He's returned 14 punts, 19-yard average, 1 touchdown, that an 88-yarder.
Stephen F. Austin, first charged of the second half. This is a 30-second timeout.
As Colby Carthel ends up taking a timeout. We mentioned the FCS playoffs earlier, and all these teams coming down the stretch in November trying to figure out who's going to be in, who's going to be out, who's going to claim the automatic berth into the playoffs. And if you're one of those bubble teams, like these folks right here, these folks are hoping that the people, those regular season conference champs, that are projected to win the automatic berth, that they get it and they don't take up. Because what these guys are hoping really is to weasel their way in there and grab one of those automatic berths, and then keep then one of those 9-win teams. And I say weasel in, but you know what I'm saying, back into the playoffs. And but that's the way that teams get knocked out, is somebody claims an automatic berth and then one of the at-larges goes to a 9-win team that you thought was getting in on their own. Here's Fusilier in an open field, hit from behind and down at the 45-yard line, but a penalty flag back at about the 30-yard line, and I think this might come back a block in the back. A Fusilier, good punt return. But the point I was trying to make was that the projected automatic berth winners, if they go ahead and claim them, then the field kind of settles itself. These are the best.
Return, illegal block in the back. Number 41, receiving team. Penalty is 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Lamar.
So instead of having it up near the 45, they'll start back inside or around their own 20-yard line, the Cardinals. As you see the punt here. And the return, the block right there, I guess, was the block in the back. Right there.
Yep.
Oh, and that looked like he kind of tried to pull off it, but nevertheless, a penalty flag thrown, and the Cardinals start out back near their own 20. So a long field for the Cardinals with 2:05 left to go. Down 2 scores, 26-15. Swing it out, deep route, far sideline, caught and out of bounds. Enough for the first down, and they'll get an extra play as they get out and stop the clock with 2:01 left. Nice catch going out of bounds over there for Isaiah Jones.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2 minutes. This is the 2-minute timeout.
So they wound the clock and get it to the 2-minute timeout. 2 minutes left, 26-15, timeout on the field. Back with the conclusion in Nacogdoches after this on ESPN. 2 minutes left in this one. Lamar Cardinals trying to get up off the deck. They trail by 2 scores, 26-15, 2 minutes to play. As their backs against the wall here in this one tonight. This one began with both these teams trying to win a Southland Conference Championship. The Lumberjacks 2 minutes away, taking another step to remain undefeated in conference play. McCown flushed over the middle, caught. Fusilier spinning around and down at the 44-yard line. As Aaron Austin lost a helmet during that play, he'll come off. And they'll stop the clock for a moment, reset the chains. 1:51 left. And we mentioned Jacks trying to stay perfect. You see the record there. They could move to 9-2 with a win here tonight. 7-0 in league play. Will clinch a share of the conference championship with a win tonight. And can win it outright Thursday night in Nacogdoches. Here's McCown, flushed, running up the middle, across midfield and down, short of first down yardage at the 47. Clock will continue to roll with 1:23 left.
Yeah, you gotta go faster than this. I know they're not huddling, but they're still taking a lot of time to get play signals and get the ball snapped.
3-man rush, deep shot down the side, have a man, ball a bit underthrown. No penalty flags and incomplete as Mayo getting back into position. A little contact down there, and we'll watch it again. As again, McCown lets it go. And, well, Mayo, he times that right. He just gets a hand in there and breaks that one up. Great play there for Mayo. 3rd down and a yard now. 1:08 left.
Yeah, and I mean, had the guy just a little bit late on the throw, which leaves it a little bit behind the receiver, if he's half a second earlier on that throw, that's probably a touchdown.
Second charge of the second half.
So SFA takes their second timeout, trying to make sure they get everybody on the right page here defensively, because that time Lamar 2 steps behind everybody on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and you can see, I mean, this defense is worn out. Offense did not take a lot of time off right there that last series for Stephen F. Austin, so defense is back out on the field. They're worn down, they're tired. They're trying to get this final stop to put this one to bed.
SFA volleyball earlier today. As you see, the last 4 years, the champions, Incarnate Word, 3 of the last 4 Southland Conference Championships. Nichols in 23 was able to claim the conference championship, and SFA trying to claim their first after spending a few years in the Western Athletic Conference and then the United Athletic Conference on the football side. Here's McCown, drops back, nobody open, now to his left. Finds a man along the sideline, caught and out of bounds. First down, Lamar at the SFA 43. But again, Incarnate Word, 3 of the last 4, and they're out of the picture this year. And Southeastern knocked them off earlier this afternoon. Lions remain alive for a possible berth. They could pick up the regular season win number 9 next week. Out of the conference championship picture. Complete over the middle, caught at the 39. But Lamar starting to run short of time. 50 seconds, clock running. Malachi Williams there on the stop for the Lumberjacks. SFA sideline right now just kind of tense. They just get a stop. Lamar settles back underneath. Tackle made. Southern as Bowden will go down. Clock will continue to run. Ball at the 35-yard line. 30 seconds left now. This defense right now, you can see them at the line of scrimmage just kind of kneeling down. They're aghast. Not getting much push right now. Aaron Austin, though, breaks free. McCown flushed out, caught, and out of bounds with a first down. Short of the first down. Short of the first down at the 35-yard line. I think he thought the down box was a yard marker, or the chains, and they step out of bounds.
Yeah, maybe he didn't realize it was third down, but now you got 4th and 3. I mean, this is a big down.
Yep, a chance to stay alive. 4th and 2, 14 seconds left. Is now the sideline starting to get amped up again. They're starting to chase Carthel down with a bucket of water. Here's McCown, dump it over the middle, short, incomplete. SFA will take over. And now the sideline begins to, now they sense it. They're going to win this one here over the Cardinals, as they only have to snap it one time. And SFA will claim its first Southland Conference title under Colby Carthel. They won a Western Athletic Conference title back in 22. As we got photographers out on the field, officials trying to run them off. Said, fellas, there's still 10 seconds left in this game.
Gotta take a knee.
Yep, we've got to do this the right way. Photographer said, but I have a credential. So there's the knee, and there's the championship. Southland Conference champions, Lumberjacks. Stay perfect. They can win it outright with a win Thursday night in Nacogdoches, Louisiana, over the Demons. We'll get an update on them in a few moments. Volleyball with a championship earlier today on the SFA campus. And now football completes the sweep here on this Saturday in November, as they clinch a share of the conference championship, outright champions with a win Thursday night in Nacogdoches against the Demons Northwestern State. That one will kick Thursday night at 6:30 as Nicole has Colby Carthel down at midfield. Nicole, you ready?
Coach, champions, how?
I love this thing. Coach, for everybody that touches the program, it's unreal. That's why they all stayed, and that's the result right there. All these kids stayed, turned down all that money to be a part of something special. We got the worst locker room, but the best people in it, and they're champions.
Now that you got Does it give your team heading into the postseason?
Yeah, we take it one game at a time. This wasn't a win at all costs. We want to be the best version of the 2025 Lumberjacks we can be. This was another team in the way, and we're ready for the next. Get you some of that right there. We got another one on Thursday. It feels great. It feels great. Get some on. Let's go. We're champions.
Rob, back to you.
There you go. So Carthel says, measure them up, fellas, as they will they will celebrate. As Vern Lundquist said several years ago, they are dancing in Nacogdoches tonight. And they will tonight. Lumberjacks win it 26-15 over the Cardinals. They wrap up their regular season Thursday night against Northwestern State in Nacogdoches. 6:30 the kick. Cardinals will take on the Cowboys of McNeese State. All right, the Cowboys again and Cardinals Saturday afternoon wrap up their regular season. With the win, Lamar could get in with 9 into the FCS playoffs. Southland still a great chance to put 3 teams in the postseason play. Congratulations to the Lumberjacks. For Hunter Taylor, Nicole Beckelman, I'm Rob Myers. Thank all of you for watching. This has been a production of ESPN.